Released audio and video obtained by CNN affiliate KGW provide new details on what happened on an Alaska Airlines flight that made an emergency landing back in October of 2023. The flight was headed to San Francisco when an off-duty pilot who said he had taken psychedelic mushrooms tried to shut off the engines of the plane. Fortunately, no one was injured, and the Alaska Airlines flight was able to land safely. However, the conversation between the pilots in the cockpit is pretty chilling. Here's Kyle Mbashi from KGW.
Newly released dash cam footage, photos, videos, and police reports help reconstruct the in-flight emergency when a former Alaska Airlines pilot tried to shut down the engines of a passenger plane in October of 2023. Horizon Flight 2059 was headed from Everett to San Francisco when off-duty pilot Joseph Emerson, riding in the jump seat, tried to pull the fire suppression handles. This is audio from the melee in the cockpit.
What's that? What's wrong? You want to be home? Yeah. Sorry. What's going on? Huh?
Hey, Horizon, we need to make an emergency landing.
I'm sorry, who was that?
That's Horizon 2059. We've got a jump seater. Just try to shut our engines off. We need to go direct to Portland now.
Throttle.
The flight crew averted catastrophe and safely landed at Portland International Airport. Emerson was taken into custody, hauled off the airplane, then interrogated by police.
Hey man, so what's going on?
I'm having a nervous breakdown.
Okay.
I don't really know why.
Emerson told investigators he'd taken psychedelic mushrooms 2 days before the incident and hadn't slept in 48 hours.
So were you trying to kill yourself?
I was trying to wake up.
Trying to wake up.
Because I don't feel like this is real. Or I didn't feel like it's real.
Okay. So when did you finally notice that this was real?
When I saw the look on people's faces when you guys brought me out.
Last month, a federal judge sentenced Emerson to time served and 3 years of supervised release. The judge said the case offers a cautionary tale, not just about air safety, but the dangers of hallucinogenic drugs.
Kyle Mbashi, thank you so much from affiliate KGW for bringing that to us. All right, joining us now is CNN safety analyst and former FAA safety inspector David Susi. David, I mean, wow, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, this is amazing, and thank goodness, no one was injured, and that plane was able to turn around and land safely. So now, hearing all of that, what stands out to you?
Well, what is amazing to me is that this flight crew was able to subdue this person and put them down into a place where he couldn't grab the handles, because they are right there in front of that jump seat. Those handles for the cutoffs and fire extinguishers are right in front of his face. So for them to be able to do that, and then you could hear how calm he was afterward. Well, he was still upset, but you know how calm he was afterwards, saying, well, we're going to have to land. And that was just fascinating to me to see how well they handled that situation.
Indeed, it was fascinating. And I'm not familiar with the communication in the cockpit, but to hear him just kind of like, like, okay, now I got to shift gears here. Yeah, we have an emergency and we need to land like right now. I mean, can you help people understand what for those handles, ordinarily, what are they there for? How would they normally be used?
Well, normally if you have a fire in one of your engines, you use that to extinguish the fire. There's one for the left and one for the right. Mm-hmm. You use that to pull and you extinguish the fire. But of course, if you extinguish the fire, that's step one. Step two is that it also cuts off the fuel to that engine so it doesn't continually feed the fire. So it's never intended to pull both of them, but you can, because if you don't know which one you're going to need. So what happens is those are pulled in case of a fire to extinguish or to can that engine, they call it, to make sure that there's no more fuel feeding that fire. And then you can make a safe landing with the one engine out. But that's not what happened here, obviously. But yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. And so, and generally, you said one would be pulled. You can turn around, but if you have both that were pulled in mid-flight, what would happen?
Well, then at that point, you'd have to pretty much pick your destination ahead of you and decide where you're going to land, what the best place is, but whether it be a highway or a forest area or whatever it is that you need to go down to. But rarely would you have enough time to actually make a turnaround and glide path. You're still gliding, but in that aircraft, I think it's around 7 or 8% glide slope where you're coming in, and you can land the aircraft with no engines. But the problem is finding a place to put it down without losing all your airspeed.
Wow. So lesson learned. We heard from the judge who said, hey, this should be a lesson to everybody about the hallucinogenic, mushrooms, et cetera. But I mean, there is a lesson for everyone, right? But for pilots, I mean, what would you hope that people glean from this kind of example? I mean, again, thankfully, the plane, that one pilot was very calm. They were able to land safely. All the passengers, everyone on board, okay. But what's the lesson, I guess, that you want underscored to others in this kind of situation?
Well, one of the things, Frederica, we've talked about this before, about pilot mental health. And when pilots are faced with difficult times, and this person from other reports I've read said that he had some depression problems, some other things that he was dealing with as well. So maybe he took his own medication or way to deal with it. But more importantly is the fact that we need to make it more available to pilots when they do face a mental distress, perhaps a divorce or some financial difficulty. They need to be able to report that when they get their medicals and be able to say, hey, I'm having some mental stress, I have some difficulty, and I need to get it dealt with. If they do that now, under the current rules, it's very difficult because that could be a career-ending move for them. So it's really important that we take this lesson and say, with mental health of our pilots, they need to be able to get the help they need without losing their careers.
Yeah, really important. David Susi, great to see you. Thank you so much.
As well.